when I have a goal in my mind, or if I have a project that I'm working on, or, something that I feel as though is important to me at the time, I'm not thinking about anything or anyone else. I'm not looking at anybody else's plate, anybody else's lawn, right? I'm focused on watering my own lawn, right? I'm laser beam focused. Like, you would think I had one eye like Cyclops, man. You dig? Almost like a machine or like a radar, champ. In fact, your mind is like a radar, right? A radar is classified as this: a method of detecting distant objects and determining their position. You see? So you should have your mind trained like a radar for your advancement and for your survival, detecting new opportunities and other ways for you to have the vantage point. You see? It should always be scanning your perimeter, assessing potential opportunity or danger, and analyzing how and when it's time to strike. You see, often when I speak to people, right, and when I enter into these conversations, you see, unbeknownst to the other person, I already come into the conversation with an objective in mind, right? Yeah, I'm already ready to talk, you see, and my objective is to see how I can be of service, right? Let me explain something to you guys, right? The law of reciprocity is real. So if I cannot offer you any service, then our conversation will be brief. Well, you say, Jabar, why is that? I don't understand. It sounds kind of, nah. Listen to what I'm saying. I say this, right? It's really quite simple. You see, if I can't offer any service to you, then I inadvertently leave myself vulnerable for misuse, because true service is an exchange, right? So a righteous person, a diplomatic person, would internalize that and say, well, surely if he offers me a service and then I feel like I'm a righteous man in regard to helping people, so another righteous person would only accept my offer with the expectation of returning my gesture in some useful way. Right? Can the church say amen? You see, service for any man should be a form of self-expression. I don't do anything for anyone against my own will. I do it because I feel good about the decision first. I feel good about that person first. You see, I do it because I feel good about the outcome of that decision first before I even do it. That's why I do it, right? And this is why it's so important to have the right attitude about yourself as a man first, so that you can serve people within the proper capacity and with a clear heart. Huh? Hello? See, service is a personal thing, right? It's personal. This is why I go into these circumstances and into these encounters and exchanges looking to serve. So if I can't serve, then I got to keep it short and keep it brief, because now I'm being a disservice to other people who I can serve. Huh? You see, service is an indisputable requirement for greatness as a man. Service is the immovable object on your path to legendary icon superstar stadium status. Yeah, the big boy level. The level that I'm pushing you to achieve. You can't get around it. Since the age of about 6 years old, I want to say, right? I've been ordained into a position of service. Why, Jabar? Because my younger sister was born. We're 6 years apart. And I can remember being instructed to look after her in a protective way. Now, I didn't particularly want to because I was immature, right? I was a kid. I was thinking about myself. But since then, not only have I looked after her in a protective way, I've been like a surrogate guardian over my family offspring, spanning a number of family members whom some are even older than me, right? Even still to this day, because I focused on watering my own lawn, watering my own grass, and making sure that my area is cared for. I still get relied upon by my family, a position that I hold in high regard and that I carry with honor and dignity, right? I'm proud of the position that I'm in. I'm proud of the results that I've gotten in my own life, in my lifetime, that would even have other people request my services. You see, I've chosen not to be average. I've decided not to be mediocre, right? I've long decided to stop complaining about unfairness in society and focus on the indicators that I can control. We have a lot of control, and we have to focus on what we can control. Remember this here. Complaining won't make you a better man. In fact, complaining will make you a bitter man. Huh? Hello. When you become a better man, the way that I'm teaching you to do, right? Then you'll become more proud of yourself in all that you do. It's not just about making money. In fact, in a later segment, we'll talk about how and why men become dissatisfied with their lives even though they making money. Yeah. Spoiler alert. Right? Spoiler alert. The situation that you're in right now in your life, whatever it may be, this situation is a byproduct of the type of man you are now. So, I mean, you have to ask yourself, right? What part of you is the problem? Talk to yourself, man. You ain't got to talk to me all the time. Ask yourself that question. What part of you is the problem within your life right now? You see, things begin to change for me in my life when I decided one day that I was going to formulate a plan and stick to it, right? I told myself that I was not going to allow my life to remain the same, with the same average results, the same mediocre relationships, and the same mundane experiences. I talked to Jabar first before I began to express myself outwardly to the audience, which is called the world, right? I started reading more books. I cut off the TV. I began listening to just as many audio books as I did the music I was listening to, right? I began paying for just as much knowledge as I did the recreational activities, right? I committed to growing up. I got focused on becoming the man. You see, it was a shift in my actions, and although the results weren't instantaneous, the paradigm shift was. My mindset shift was instantaneous, right? Nonetheless, I could see the advancements in my mentality and in my behavior simultaneously, though. You see, my peer group could see the elevation in me as well. I had to keep my eyes on me. I had to continue to water my own lawn. This is what we're talking about, right? I had to focus on what I was doing and nobody else. And I challenge you to look around at the men in your peer group, right? And take a serious inventory at these men in your peer group, in your family, your co-workers, your acquaintances, and you should honestly assess, are they motivated? Right? The people that you see around you. Okay? Are they unproductive? Are they weak? Are they broken? Right? Why should you assess these things? Because if you're around them, right, you may inadvertently adopt certain habits and behaviors if you don't monitor the association. You see, all of those things translate to me as men being unfocused on being better men, a better version of themselves. You have to dig deep and challenge yourself to not end up like the worst of what you see in those men. You got to commit yourself to a standard. I'm big on that. I'm big on setting standards. You need to be the standard, champ. Every man must cultivate his own standard, right? And apply your potential to proving that standard to be the truth in your life, and other people will follow, right? And then you allow that standard to serve as a navigational system for you. It's the only way to know if you're really cut out for the big leagues, right? To change in any regard is a dramatic thing, since you have to first reprogram your brain from the subconscious or the habitual thinking, right? You have to reprogram that habit back into a conscious practice of analysis and self-awareness. Remember this. Keep your mind on your manhood and your manhood on your mind, right? And this behavior will reflect well on your character. You will see it first, and then others will follow.